everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming, finally I feel like, because I've been working on this for honestly weeks now, a foundation duo video, like my favorite foundation duos. And when I say duo, I mean my favorite foundations to mix together to make an even better foundation. I often do this, I've done it in tutorials. I often have two foundations listed in the what I'm wearing section in the description box, which I try to put down in every video. And I've had quite a few people ask me why I do that. I don't think they're asking in like a mean way. I think they're just actually curious as to why I would choose to mix foundations versus using one or the other. So I sat down and I really took stock of the foundations that I, on a regular basis, mix together and use. And I have five duos of foundations that I regularly combine. So I thought it would be fun to sit down and show you what they are and tell you why. Hopefully my descriptions as to why I choose to mix the foundations make sense, because sometimes I just like to play and it just turns out to be something I enjoy. So what I've done is I have actually filmed myself applying each of these duos. So while I'm talking about them, I'm going to insert kind of the demo of me applying it. And then I kind of like awkwardly look at the camera, you know, how, I mean, I don't like to do those intros where you're like, I just can't do that. Like, I don't know, I feel like an idiot. And even like looking at the camera sometimes and not talking can be very awkward, but I do like a couple seconds where I show like a side profile and a front view at the end so you can see what it looks like just fresh on the face right after I put the foundation on, nothing else on my face. And I don't know, I'm just interested to see what your favorite combination on me, what looked the best on me, to see if it is my favorite as well. Because I have like two that are my favorite. I'll try my best to like wait till the end of the video to tell you if I even remember. My mind is slipping with every day that I age. I'll tell you what, I don't like it. All right, let's get started. Let's talk about this one. I think I've even used this in a Get Ready With Me. This is the NARS All Day Weightless Luminous whatever foundation. I'm in the color Santa Fe Medium 2, and this is Smashbox Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear Hydrating, and I'm in the color 2.1. All right, I'll tell you why I mixed these two foundations. I have mentioned plenty of times I freelance for Smashbox. When I do freelance, I like to use at least a few Smashbox products so that, you know, if people say, is that what you're wearing? I can say yes. I do enjoy this foundation. It's just not my absolute favorite. So I was getting ready for work one day and I was like, well, I need to wear the Smashbox, but maybe I should just mix it with something. So indeed, I picked my favorite mixing foundation. This, out of all the foundations, is the one that I can mix with everything I own, and it makes it just look a little bit glowier and more youthful. And this is just what I call my mixing foundation. I love it by itself, but I always use it to mix. And so I pulled this and I was like, let's try it together. And oh my goodness, I loved it. I loved it. I don't have a problem with this not staying on, but this really is a 15-hour wear foundation, if not longer. And I don't have oily skin, but I find that it works on oily skin gals just as well. It is a very long-lasting foundation. So when you put them together, this just bumps up the gluiness. Let's hope it's not gluiness. The glowiness and luminosity just a little bit, but it still stays on an extra little bit because of this. I don't know, it's really pretty. So again, this is the All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation and the Smashbox 15-Hour Hydrating Foundation. The next one, I think I've probably mixed the most. And the reason is, if you watched, goodness, I don't even know when I filmed this, months ago, the La Mer powder dupe video, I wore this combination in every single one of those powders. I think it was either 4 or 5 different powders that I was, you know, testing to compare it to the La Mer, and I used this foundation combination each time because I wanted the base to be consistent so that I could actually tell whether or not the powder is different. I don't know if that makes sense, but it is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation Concealer and the Frankie Rose Matte Foundation. The reason that I decided to mix these is because when I first got this and tried it, I did not like it on its own. It does have a lot of full coverage, but it was just, I don't know, there was something off about it. I don't know if it was the color. I don't know if it is like a little more luminous. I don't know. Maybe it was back in the day when I didn't appreciate a lot of luminosity like I do now. I don't really know. I just know I didn't love it by itself. So instead of returning drugstore products, which I never do, I just find it to be very, like, more of a hassle than it's worth when it's drugstore. I decided to mix the Frankie Rose Matte Perfection Foundation, which I don't agree is 100% matte. I do think this has a slight bit of luminosity to it, more like a natural matte or a satin matte finish. And I don't really know why I pulled for this one. I'm telling you, I don't really have a strong basis for why I choose these. I'm just showing you what I ended up choosing and loving. So when I put the two together, it was like this beautiful marriage of too much luminosity with just a tiny bit of natural finish to make a gorgeous finish that really does last all day. I find that it holds the finish that it originally has when I wear it throughout the entire day. Sometimes I wear matte foundations that end up being dewy. Sometimes I wear dewy foundations that end up looking like an oil slick. This pretty much holds the same consistency and finish as it did from the very start of me applying it all throughout the day. So I really do. I don't wear this enough anymore. I did wear it a couple weeks ago and I was like, man, I need to include that because I really do enjoy it. The next one I think I've spoke about before too, and I know why I did this one. In fact, I bought this foundation specifically for mixing. This is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation and the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. We all know about the Estee Lauder Double Wear. The Becca Aqua Luminous, I have the shade medium, and I'm in 2W1 Dawn in the Double Wear. I bought this one because I had gotten a sample off of Camera Ready Cosmetics, which if you don't know, CameraReadyCosmetics.com offers samples of a ton of their foundations and stuff, a lot of which you can't get at Sephora or Ulta. I mean, this you can, but like Kryolan and Face Atelier and a lot of that, they sell it for like $2 a sample, and they're pretty hefty samples. I've got some still left in my kit somewhere, but I bought a sample of this from Camera Ready because I was doing an order anyway. I knew that I wasn't going to like it on its own because I've seen so many reviews and I've seen so many applications. It's very sheer. It has little to no coverage and it's really dewy. So I knew that I wanted this for mixing, both in my kit and personally. So when I first got it, I decided to try it personally before I put it in my kit. And I picked one of my most matte foundations to put it with because I knew how much dew this had. And quite honestly, y'all know I'm kind of past the matte foundation like thing. I just don't love it right now. I think there's a time and a place for it, but it's just not my favorite. So I picked this up because I hadn't used it in so long, and I decided to put it with the dewy foundation. And oh, it's so good. This one's just a little bit light for me. So adding the darker Becca, which is in, like I said, medium, which is fairly dark. I'm not going to swatch all these, but I am going to show you how dark this one is. When you mix the two, and I'm talking one pump of the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and like just a couple drops of this. Let's see, that's the Becca, that's dark. But it's so sheer in coverage. See, like it just knocks up the color a little bit. Just enough in my opinion. And all of these foundations, I didn't say, I do one pump of each. So it's literally the same amount of each one. So this one just, I don't know. Like I said, it lasts all day and gives the full coverage of the Estee Lauder Wear, but it gives a little bit more of that really youthful, dewy luminosity from the Becca. And darkens it up just a little bit. This one I chose because one of them didn't have enough coverage. And I don't want to say it doesn't have enough. I am going to feature this, and I'm going to do a Charlotte Tilbury full face with a lot of the products that I have from her line. And I will use this as my foundation and show you. But this is her Light Wonder Youth Boosting Perfect Skin Foundation. I'm in the color 5 Medium. And it's sheer. It's sheer and it is really luminous. I don't dislike it on its own. In fact, I've worn it plenty on its own, but I've also worn this plenty on its own, and I decided I wanted to combine them. This is the what is wrong with me? Lancome Tint Idol Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. I am in the color 230 Buff W. Oh no, I'm in Buff W. I just ordered 3 other Lancome foundations, and I'm going to do like a battle of the Lancome foundation videos once they come in and I can use them. And I thought I had 230 Bisque W. That's no good. All right, we're going to do what we can do with it. But this is, like I said, the Tint Idol Ultra. So this is very matte and long-lasting, obviously 24-hour makeup. This is very sheer. It's kind of the same as the Becca and the Estee Lauder. The only difference is I didn't need one to lighten it or darken the other colors. Both of them match pretty well on me. So again, I just used a small little squirt of this and 1 pump of this, mix it together, and it just forms a perfect cocktail of foundation. Now, this one is the one I'm wearing on my face today, and it's the last one I'm going to talk about. This is the Hourglass Illusion Hyaluronic Skin Tint. If you have been following me any length of time, you know my absolute adoration for this foundation. It has not diminished in any form or fashion. I do still wear this on its own, but I did need to start mixing it because this is in the color Warm Ivory. And really I need to mix Warm Ivory and Golden, but I ran out of my sample in Golden. I just haven't bought a full size. Come summer I will, because that's my summer color, but I just needed something to bump up the color of this a little bit, but I did not want to take away from its beautiful, perfect amount of luminous, dewy glow that this gives you. It's not too much, it's not too little, it literally is the perfect amount for me. And I didn't want to take away from that by adding a matte foundation. So I decided to go in with another one of my very favorites, the Lorac Sheer Perfection Foundation. And this is in the color PS4, Golden Light. So I chose this because this is one of the most, like, it is what it is foundations that I have. That makes sense. Like, it's not dewy, it's not matte, it's just skin. I mean, it looks like skin. So I knew that it wasn't going to add anything that I didn't want to add to this. I knew it wasn't going to make it more matte, and I knew it wasn't going to make it more dewy. Plus, it is a little bit darker. I can get away with this color in the summer as well as the winter. I mean, y'all know me. I tend to go a little darker on my face just because I can. But this does work for me in the summer, so I decided to do that. And oh, this, I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is my favorite combination of foundations ever that I've ever tried. This is not the end-all be-all of foundations that I've ever mixed. I have been mixing foundations forever. I mix foundations on my clients, every single client. I honestly cannot say that I've ever had a client where I just use one foundation. I mix formulas, I mix colors, up to 4 different formulas and colors sometimes. I'm just a mixer. Mandy the mixer. I don't know why, I just love it. I feel like nothing can get you a more personalized finish and color than actually mixing foundation. So I have been doing it for ages, but this one, no doubt, is my favorite. Again, it's what I have on today. Like I said, it's like this, but a little bit darker, bumped up a little bit more. I really like it. I really, really like it. So I just spoiled the answer. There was like a phrase in my head that I was trying to think. I want to say spoiled the goose, but that's not right. I don't know where I got that. I'll think of it when I stop filming. Anyways, this is my favorite all-time combination. I hope that this video kind of answered some of your questions, because I know some of you did have them. And a lot of times, more often than not, I combine my foundations and I just wear a single one. So y'all know my love for foundations, so I wanted to bring those ideas to you. I highly suggest you playing with your makeup, because it's fun, and mix together, mix different colors, mix different formulas, mix way different formulas, like the Estee Lauder and the Becca. You cannot get more different than that. Just mix and play, because if you don't like it, it's foundation. It's one of the first steps. So you just wipe that sucker off and you go on with your day, you know, try something else. So again, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you do also mix and play little scientist with your foundations, I would really like to know what your favorite mixture of foundations is and why. So if you do, please don't hesitate to put that down in the comments. My favorite part about doing this is talking to y'all, so don't hesitate to let me know. As always, thank you for watching. I hope that you subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I hope you have a very blessed day.